Hello, everyone. My name is Patty Horton. I'm a medium and a healer, and I would like to welcome you to my spiritual spotlight. In today's spiritual spotlight, I would like to take the opportunity to share with you my personal views on what a true visitation really is. A true visitation is when we here in the physical world get the opportunity to have a soul to soul connection with someone who has transitioned into the spirit world in a very real way, in a very physical way. Now, me myself have had two such experiences. One was at the age of 8 when my grandmother appeared in my bedroom. It was very scary and spooky and was chalked up to you're just having a dream. And the second one was at the age of 34 with my beautiful Aunt Dorothy, the matriarch of this family, the one who was the glue and held it all together. When she opened her umbrella, we all gathered close to stand within her light. So, at 34 years old, Aunt Dorothy was diagnosed with liver cancer. And she was in the last week of her life and she was in the hospital. And all of us made our way there because we wanted to have that last opportunity with this beautiful soul, this beautiful light, before she was no longer here with us in the physical world. When I had gotten to the hospital, on this particular day, her room was empty. There was nobody in there. And normally it was overflowing with her children and grandchildren, sisters and brothers, nieces and nephews. We have a very large family. So when I got there and there was no one there, I thought, wow, what a great opportunity. I get to spend some one-on-one time with my Aunt Dorothy. Now, we talked about a whole bunch of things. And throughout our conversation, I looked her dead in the eye and said, Aunt Dorothy, when you get to heaven, will you please come back and tell me what it's like? And she laughed at me. She said, of course I will, Patty. And I said, thank you. And it was time to go. I kissed her goodbye, told her that I loved her, and shortly after that, she had passed away. So it had been about 3 months since Aunt Dorothy's transition into the spirit world, and I was sitting on a job site inside of my rig, and my ear started going off, ding, very loudly, and this is my cue that lets me know someone has drawn near to me and has a message for me. So I stopped what I was doing and said, I hear you. I know that you're with me. What is your message for me today? Who's here? I stopped and looked around, and I noticed I was working across the street from the cemetery where Aunt Dorothy and Uncle Bibby and everybody was buried. And I said, hey, Aunt Dorothy, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I love you. And I moved along throughout my day, my work day, and went home, did my thing, and went to bed. On that evening, I fell into a dream state, and I saw myself standing before a beautiful field of wheat. It was blowing in the wind. The sun was shining. It was the most beautiful golden wheat I had ever seen. And coming through this field of wheat was a woman, and she was calling my name. Patty, hello, Patty. Patty, hello, Patty. And the closer she got, I began to recognize her and realize that it was my Aunt Dorothy. And I said, oh my God, Aunt Dorothy, where have you been? I've been waiting for you. She smiled at me, laughed, pulled me into a hug that was so real. It was as if she was hugging me right here where I'm sitting right now, and told me that she was busy. There's things to do on the other side. She doesn't have time to visit everyone all the time. So we moved throughout our conversation, and I said, so Aunt Dorothy, what's heaven like? And she said, oh, it's just so beautiful over here, Patty. And I said, who was there to meet you? And she said, Mama, Uncle Pete, and my other father, the handsome one. And we talked about a bunch of different things. And we sat in the backyard of a friend of mine who lives over in Glen Ellen. And we moved through our conversation. It was getting close for her to walk back over into the field of wheat. And I said, Aunt Dorothy, before you go, you have to share something with me. A message that only Uncle Bibby would know, because nobody's going to believe me that you visited me. She told me some Bible verses and moved over into the field of wheat. She started walking in. She stopped and looked around, looked back at me. She waved and she said, bye, Patty. I'll see you soon. And she just beautifully disappeared. Now, I woke up in my bedroom expecting her to be standing there. It was so real. It was like nothing I had ever experienced before in my life. I called everyone I knew and told them what had happened. Some believed me, some didn't. Some chalked it up to a dream. I knew that it was not a dream. This was a visitation. Called my Uncle Bib on the phone. Told him about what had happened. And when I told him who was there to meet her, he began to cry. And I said, Uncle Bibby, why are you crying? Now remember, her mother was there, Uncle Pete was there, and her other father, the handsome one, which I thought was Jesus because she loved Jesus so much. And he said, she used to call my father that, the handsome one. And I thought, oh my God, what a beautiful gift to give to my Uncle Bill from Aunt Dorothy. So I just want you all to know that a visitation is so real. It's as if I could reach through this computer screen and hug each one of you and touch you in a physical sense. That is what a visitation is. Yes, our loved ones do appear in our dream state to give us messages and guidance. Yet a visitation is something completely different. It's unmistakable. It's undeniable. And once you have had it, it will sit within your heart for the rest of your life. I want to thank you all for joining me and listening to my story today. I hope you have the most beautiful, wonderful, and amazing day. God bless you all, and enjoy the rest of your journey.